So new topic with new look, the energy. So we have completed work in it's a different form. So we will start one of the important topic, that is the energy. So this is the familiar term. We know everywhere that there is the need of energy, and this energy is simply defined as the capacity or capability of performing work. So if we want to do some work, then we need energy. So energy is a capacity to perform, to do some work. And we have several types of energy available in our daily life. Some of the well-known energies, these are the chemical energy. This is very important in our daily life, that is in form of petrol. So that petrol is actually that energy, that chemical energy is stored in petrol. And next is mechanical energy, which is further classified into two parts, and that is the kinetic energy and the potential energy. So again, the term potential is here. That potential, that is the capability. You should have potential to do whatever you want. So that potential energy and the kinetic energy, and this is because of the motion. This is due to motion, and this is the potential. Potential is related to configuration or position. This is due to position or configuration. So, and nuclear energy, that concept of nuclear plant, nuclear bomb, nuclear reactors. So that nuclear energy related to the nucleus of an atom. So in higher classes, I think in 12th class or higher classes, you can study this nuclear energy in detail. So this is related to the nucleus of atom, and this is very, very, very useful energy as well as dangerous. And some more, Sadia Dila. Electrical energy. So that is energy related to electricity. We are getting light as well as heat. We can get solar energy due to the sun. So we have different types of energy in the nature as well as so we will concentrate our this lecture in this mechanical energy, which is either kinetic energy and the potential energy, and other form of energy can be discussed in your higher classes or later on this 11th class chapters. So first we will start the kinetic energy. So first is the kinetic energy. Obviously kinetic, the motion. So this is energy due to motion or in motion. So if object is in motion, then the energy is known as kinetic energy. And generally this is defined, this is formulated as, this is formulated as that EK, it is represented by EK, or in somewhere it is just represented by capital K. In different books the notations may be different. This is equal to half, I am using this EK here. So this is equal to half the mass mass is the important parameter, as well as the second term is the velocity, mv square. So half mv square, this is the kinetic energy, and obviously each and every energy, this is correlated with work, because the energy is the capacity to do work. So we can derive this formula half mv square by using the definition of work. So let's try to derive this. So we have two types of system. First, if the object is moving with constant velocity, means collinear motion is there, object is moving with constant velocity, then I should say constant acceleration. So if the object is moving with constant acceleration, means here this is that object with initial velocity u, after some time t, its velocity becomes v, and the acceleration in between, this is a. Then we have one formula, that is the equation of third equation of motion. So what is that? That is v square, it is equivalent to u square plus 2as. If this distance is, let's say, s, so v square is equivalent to u square plus 2as, and simply one can get this v square minus u square is equivalent to 2as. Now we will convert this in form of energy. This is in form of velocity, final velocity, initial velocity, and that displacement term with acceleration is there. We have to convert this in form of energy. So this is the formula for energy. So half mv square. So just multiply left hand side and right hand side with m by 2. So this is equal to m by 2, or half mv square minus half mv square, that's equal to half m2 multiplied by s. So this is the kinetic energy, this is another kinetic energy, and here this is equal to mass multiplied by acceleration multiplied by displacement, and this is the final kinetic energy. So EKF minus EK initial, or KF, KI if you want to denote. So EKF minus EKI, the final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, that is equivalent to force multiplied by mass multiplied by A is force, and this is the displacement, and that force multiplied by displacement is equal to work. So the kinetic energy can be defined as so this is defined as equal to the kinetic energy is defined as work done to change the velocity of any object. See, if there is a change in velocity, then change in the kinetic energy, it is defined as the work done to change that velocity of one object from initial velocity to final velocity. This is also known as work kinetic energy theorem. This is also known as work kinetic energy theorem, or work energy theorem. So here this work is actually equal to difference in kinetic energy. So work is work done on any body or system, equal to difference in its kinetic energy. So if we have a system with initial velocity u and final velocity v, so there will be a change in its kinetic energy. That change, it is equal to the work, and this is known as work energy theorem, where this work done on that object, it is equal to difference in its kinetic energy. Okay, so this concern with the system where force and this is constant, means a constant force is applied, there is a constant acceleration, and so obviously change in velocity, this will be this can be written in form of this third equation of motion, and we have just simple derivation, this final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, this is going to. Now if this force is taken as a variable, like that, then we use the term integration, and with that very small position, that displacement, not position, and for varying force, second object moving with varying acceleration or varying force, then this work done W, it is the work done is defined as integration of force multiplied by displacement, and here that x1 is from x1 to x2 because the variable is dx. So this is the work done defined, and now since force is equal to dp by dt, rate of change of momentum from second equation of motion, second law of motion, or one can write this is equal to d by dt mass multiplied by velocity. From x1 to x2, this d by dt mass multiplied by dv is equal to dx. This is mass is constant, dv multiplied by dx by dt. So this dx by dt, this can be now replaced as velocity v. So this is equivalent to integration of mass multiplied by dv, since dx by dt, this is equivalent to v. So this is from the initial velocity to final velocity now. So here the variable is changed. This is initially was dx, now it is converted into dv. So that initial position here is at x1, the velocity is, let's say, u1, and x2 the velocity is now v. Then this is the integration. So w is equal to m v dv. Now we can integrate this. So by using that integration formula, we have, by using that integration formula, integration of dx, this it is equal to x to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. This one enhancement in the order. So this is equal to, so w is equal to m v square by 2 from u to v. Okay, so here this is v, that will be v square by 2 by using that integration formula, and this is equal to mass, and now we will put that limits here. So v square by 2 minus u square by 2, upper limit and lower limit, and this is equal to half mv square minus half mu square. Okay, so this is the final kinetic energy, this is initial kinetic energy. So this is equal to E k final minus E k initial. So the change in kinetic energy, this is equal to work, and again this is work energy equivalent. So we have a constant force, means constant acceleration. So just by using third equation of motion, we can derive that. And if we have this type of varying force, then this is the derivation by using integration. So simply this integration or differentiation is used for the varying force or varying some physical parameters. Now we can have the relation between kinetic energy and momentum like that. So derive the relation between kinetic energy and momentum. The relation between kinetic energy and momentum. So we have this kinetic energy Ek, it is equal to the kinetic energy Ek, this is equal to half mv square, and the momentum, linear momentum P, it is equal to m multiplied by v. So just v is equal to, this implies v is equal to p by m. This is equation number 1, this is equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, Ek, it's equal to half m p by m square. So 1 m will be cancelled, and this is equal to p square by 2m. This is Ek. So somewhere you need to use this formula. When the momentum is given, mass is given, and you have to calculate the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy is given, and you want to calculate this momentum, then that is 2m Ek, and this is that energy momentum relation used in many places in physics. So next, let's start that potential energy term. So you can also write that unit and dimension, because this is the new physical parameter, so you need to write that unit and dimension, and obviously it's related to work, so the unit of work and dimension can be used for this kinetic energy, and you can also calculate this. So that unit is unit of energy, or the kinetic energy, or potential kinetic energy. This is Joule in SI system, and erg in CGS system. And the dimension is just to calculate E is equal to half mv square. So this is half, and the m is just m, and v is lt minus 1 square. Then this is equal to ml square t minus 2. So this is the dimension of the energy. So second is the potential energy. It's directly related to your potential. It's the stored energy जो में है उस potential के साथ. So this is stored energy due to the position or configuration of system. So that kinetic energy is also the stored energy, but that is due to motion. एक ऑब्जेक्ट हम मोशन में है, पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं, हाँ, किसी का कांच तोड़ दिए, सो दैट ग्लास जो ब्रेक हो रहा है, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ दैट काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ दैट स्टोन. क्योंकि हमने उसको मोशन में लाया, उस पर वर्क किया, वर्क करने से मोशन में है, और जिस मोमेंट्स के साथ, जिस वेलोसिटी के साथ जाता है, जितनी ज़्यादा काइनेटिक एनर्जी के साथ जाता है ना, वो काइनेटिक एनर्जी वहाँ पर इम्पैक्ट में आता है. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो द स्टोर्ड एनर्जी, बट दैट इज ड्यू टू मोशन. But here, that stored energy, this is due to its position are, it's a configuration. अब ये पोटेंशियल एक पार्टिकुलर हाइट पर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट है, देन दैट इज द पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. एक डैम में पानी भरा हुआ है, डैम में पानी भरा हुआ है, दैट इज पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. अचानक अगर कोई डैम टूट जाता है, हाँ, सारा का सारा तबाह हो जाता है. वाई? क्योंकि उसने एनर्जी स्टोर करके रखा हुआ था और उस वो जो स्टोर्ड एनर्जी है वो डिस्ट्रक्टिव वे में यूज में आ जाता है. अगर उसी से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी अगर जनरेट करते हैं, वी जनरेट दैट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी एनर्जी, then that potential energy is used to for the constructive case. कहीं पर हम अगर स्प्रिंग में भी हम जब बात करते हैं, that in spring, so that energy that is stored in form of potential energy. When we that just expand or compress, we just compress it, the potential energy, that energy is stored in form of potential energy. अगर किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को पार्टिकुलर हाइट पर रखते हैं from the surface upward, then that potential energy, it is stored there because that work is done. But this is also defined as work done due to conservative force. This is also defined as the work done in the conservative force. So in the case of kinetic energy, the term conservative or non-conservative is not used. It's just the work done to move one object from rest to up to a particular velocity or from initial velocity to final velocity. तो एक ऑब्जेक्ट अगर रेस्ट में है, उसको मोशन में लाने के लिए जो वर्क किया जाता है, that is the kinetic energy. Here also the work done, but this work done is due to the conservative force. And what is that conservative force? This conservative force actually depends on initial and final position. कौन से पाथ से होकर के जा रहे हैं, doesn't matter. So if work done is done from this point A to this point B, so one object is taken from A to B by using that conservative force and just coming back to that A. तो जो एनर्जी होता है because of that conservative force, this is known as also the potential energy. So this is represented by either U, and somewhere it is U or V. So I will use that U is equivalent to minus F multiplied by dx, or the minus work done. This is V. So the conservative force F is actually defined as del U by del x. So that conservative force, this depends on initial and final position, or in a cyclic path, the total work done is 0, one can say. So if here to here, we are going from here to here, the work done is equal to from WAB, this is equivalent to that force is applied, F is equivalent to that displacement A to B. So S A to B, like this. And from WB to A, that force is same, but this will be SBA, B to A. And what we know from the vector term SAB, it is equivalent to minus SAB, BA. दोनों अगर आइडेंटिकल अगर हम करना चाहें, then the total work W is equivalent to WAB plus WBA. It is equal to what? This FSAB plus FSBA, and this is with a negative sign, so this is equal to 0. So you can we have a cyclic path, and the total work done is, if 0, then this is known as the conservative force. So it only depends on initial and final position, and that work done due to this conservative force, this is known as the potential energy stored. And if we compare both work done, one related to kinetic energy and second related to potential energy, then that work done in the potential energy, it is always negative to the first one, the kinetic energy. Remember this. So in the first case, what we have to define, this work is equivalent to F dx. This is for the kinetic energy term. We use this formula, and here this U can be written as equivalent to F dx. There you go. This is for the potential energy. Let's use the law of conservation of energy. So we have taken one example, if you remember, I think in the last lecture. This was that initial position, and there was one final position, and we just keep one object of mass m2 here to here. This was A, and this is B, and that height was h. And here we have calculated this is equivalent to mg, the mass, and here we have calculated the work mg, and the displacement of these two, this was that displacement. So when we take this object to here, then we have calculated work that W is equivalent to what? That force multiplied by that displacement ds, that displacement s, and one cos theta was there, so F is cos theta. And then we just thought about that angle. The force was like this, along this, and if this angle is theta, this angle was theta, then the displacement was this angle was that pi by 2 plus theta. When we are just trying to calculate the work done by gravitational force, so just to be lifting that object, then that work done was equal to minus mgh. This is work done by gravitational force. This is work done by gravitational force, and this was equal to minus mgs, because we have taken this is equivalent to pi by 2 theta, and cos pi by 2 theta, that's equivalent to sin theta, and we have performed this calculation. And then we just keep back this object to B to A, then we take that angle is equivalent to pi by theta. We just consider this angle, and that was equal to pi by 2 minus theta, and at that time the work was equal to mgh. तो किस तरह से ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स के अगेंस्ट हम किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को अगर कोई ले जाते हैं, है ना, तो वो प्लस mgh होता है, माइनस mgh होता है, ये हमने डिस्कस किया था. सो इफ any object is here and we are just lifting that object to here, and if we are doing the work, then that work is stored here, and that is equivalent to mgh. So the potential energy, it is also defined as equivalent to mgh if that gravitational force is concerned. इसमें कंफ्यूजन नहीं होनी चाहिए, ध्यान में रखना. ये जो माइनस साइन जो आ रहा है, दिस माइनस gh, मैंने कहा था कि दिस माइनस mgh, this is work done due to gravitational force when we are lifting that object. अगर एक ऑब्जेक्ट ऊपर से नीचे अगर कोई आ रहा है, तो we are taking that as a positive because that work done is doing by that gravitational force. But if we are doing work, हम किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को ऊपर उठाने के लिए अगर हम वर्क कर रहे हैं, then that will be positive. एक ऑब्जेक्ट हमने नीचे से ऐसे ऊपर उठाया h हाइट तक, gravitational force, that gravitational force is working with minus sign, but we are doing this as a positive sign, and that work is stored in form of potential energy on that object. So U is equivalent to mgh. Okay. So law of conservation of especially we are talking about that now the mechanical energy still. So law of conservation of mechanical energy. So this law of conservation of mechanical energy. So we have two mechanical energies, and let's say first the kinetic energy. This is also the work done, and this is Ek, and this Ek is equivalent to F multiplied by, let's say this delta Ek is equivalent to Ek is equivalent to F multiplied by delta x, and that potential energy U, it is equivalent to force multiplied by delta x with minus sign. So this is this delta Ek is equivalent to force multiplied by that small displacement, and that potential energy that is related with conservative force, and that is still minus F multiplied by this. So the sum of these two that delta Ek plus delta U is equivalent to minus delta x plus delta x minus f delta x, and this is equal to 0. So this delta that is equal to Ek plus delta U is equal to 0, and this implies this Ek plus delta Ek plus U it is equivalent to constant. Also same thing is written in form of differentiation. हम ये जो डेल्टा जो टर्म यूज करते हैं डिफरेंशिएशन के डेफिनेशन के लिए हम लोगों ने किया था, when that parameter is taken is very small, when that denominator tends to 0, then we have defined that differentiation. So this delta Ek plus U is equivalent to 0. So mathematically Ek plus U is equivalent to the kinetic energy plus potential energy is equivalent to constant. And what it says, so the sum of kinetic energy and the potential energy is conserved. It's constant, means it's conserved. This is law of conservation of mechanical energy. So according to law of conservation of mechanical energy, the total sum of kinetic energy and potential energy is conserved. Means if somewhere the kinetic energy is more, means that potential energy will be less, and somewhere that if the potential energy is less, then the kinetic energy will be more. But the sum is constant. Here once we differentiate here, this is force is conservative. Remember this, force is conservative. So according to law of conservation of mechanical energy, total sum of potential energy and kinetic energy is conserved. So we can take one simple example. If one object is somewhere here at the height of h, and this is from ground, this is ground, then the mass is m, and it's dropping from this height h, then at a different position, let's say this is point A, this is point B, and this is point C, total energy A will be identical. If the law of conservation of energy is okay, then the total energy somewhere here, here, and here, that will be conserved. So at the height h, position is capital H, there is no motion, initial velocity is 0, so only the potential energy will be there. When we are dropping, but here the height will be, let's say this height is this is let's say h, then this height will be from h to h, this is the height. So if this distance is h, then this will be h minus h. So here in this point, the energy will be potential as well as kinetic. But at the end point, at the ground, the complete energy will be kinetic because there is no height at all. So the complete energy will be kinetic. So we can calculate the kinetic energy, potential energy at these 3 points. So here, this is pure potential energy, and here the potential energy, potential plus kinetic energy we have to calculate, and here purely kinetic energy. So the total potential energy, just calculate the energy at 3 different points. So at point A, total energy is, potential energy is equal to mgh, and the kinetic energy, this is equal to 0. So the total energy that equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy, and this is equal to mgh. At point B, potential energy will be, the height is equal to h minus h. So the potential energy will be m multiplied by h, g multiplied by, this is the potential energy. And what's about the kinetic energy? We have to calculate velocity here. We have to calculate the velocity here. And then we will use third equation of motion to find this velocity. So by using v square is equivalent to u square plus 2gh, we will use this formula. So that initial velocity is u, so that v multiplied by v is equivalent to 0 plus 2g, and this h is h minus h. Okay, so here that from the ground, that h minus h, and we can take h, not h, because we are taking this is equivalent to h. So this is equal to Vb square, it is equivalent to 2gh. So Vb it is equivalent to root of 2gh, and you can calculate the kinetic energy. So kinetic energy. So Vb is here. So this is equal to half m and 2gh. You can cancel, and that is equal to mgh. So the total of this potential energy and kinetic energy will be equal to the total energy at point B. Total energy is equal to, this is equivalent to mgh. So now at the position C, calculate the total energy. Okay, getting the point? At the point A, 100% potential energy. So height is capital H, so mgh, this is potential energy. At point B, there will be potential energy as well as kinetic energy. So the potential energy is measured from this height. So this is h minus h. So this potential energy is mg h minus h. And the kinetic energy, in order to calculate kinetic energy, we have to calculate velocity here. And that velocity, in order to calculate that velocity, we will use this formula. So initial velocity is 0. This is Vv square, it is equivalent to height is h. And this h is from here to here. So this is equivalent to 2gh, and we can get this Vb, and we can calculate this kinetic energy is equivalent to mgh. Now the total energy will be sum of these two, and the sum of these two is equivalent to mg capital H, which is equivalent to the first one. यहाँ पर भी एक mgh था, यहाँ पर भी उसी तरह से हम at the point C, at point C, the potential energy will be equal to 0. The surface potential will be 0, and the kinetic energy. So in order to calculate kinetic energy, we have to calculate the velocity. So velocity at point C by using third equation, that v square it is equal to u square plus 2gh. So Vc square is equal to 0 again. We are just taking this range, and plus 2g, and the capital H is the total height. Total height is capital H. So Vc it is equal to root of 2gh, and the kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy at C it is equal to half m Vc square, and this is equal to half, and this is 2gh, and this is mgh. So this the total energy will be. So the total energy it's equal to 0 plus mgh. So this mgh. So at every point at A it's equal to mgh. Here total energy is mgh. Here also the total energy is mg capital H, and here also the total energy is capital. So the energy is conserved. The total sum of kinetic and potential energy is constant everywhere. Okay. So I think it's more than sufficient for today's class. Thank you.